everybody. I'm so sorry I dipped out on you. As you know, I had COVID I think I have COVID, had COVID. Never really found out if I did. They kind of lost my results, and they won't test again because even if I did have it, you can test positive for a certain amount of time, so I have to wait. So we don't know if I ever had COVID, but I'm pretty sure I did because I was sick. Anyway, COVID wasn't that bad. What came after COVID sucks. Upper respiratory, ear infection, had the whole nine. I was sick all week. I went home on Thursday from work sick. And today is the first time that I'm kind of a little bit like, I feel like myself again. It's been a little bit of a difficult ride. Like I said earlier, I was surprised that it didn't hit me harder because I have underlying conditions that would make someone nervous. My kidney sporadically acts up and has issues, and I'm dealing with that also from COVID. So just trying to get back on track and get my life in order. Tomorrow I go back to night shift, so I have to adjust to new hours. So I'm going to try to record, bring my stuff with me before I leave work. I'll have my laptop in my locker at work, and I can just, before I go inside for the night, knock out a reading a couple times a week, get back into it. I just haven't had the energy, dealing with the sickness and stuff in my life. I just needed a minute to recuperate, and like I said, my voice is strong today. It's thick. Like, I've been having days where it's in and out. I can barely talk at some points, but I think the end is here. Thank God, because I couldn't deal with another week of working and being sick. It really sucks. We all have to do it. I'm not like, woe is me over here, but when you're sick, you just, work is just harder. It's longer and it's harder. And so I'm looking forward to going back to the night shift. Working on both. Night shift is definitely more of my zen vibe, relaxed. Everybody kind of stays in their section. There's not too much drama and gossip and dramatics. It's just everybody minds their business, to be frank, and I like that. So, but I also heard that they can't have phones on the floor now, so now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with my music. I'm going to turn it on. I might put my phone in my locker and turn it on and just try to make a playlist that's like 10.5 hours long and just let it play. Something, I'll figure it out, because I keep buying radios, but they're not like they used to, and they're just not loud enough over the machine. So even listening to I guess I could order one on Amazon, but they're like ridiculous just to have a retro, come on. Just a regular boombox. You can't really find them in the stores anymore. And, I'm sure I can find a cheap one. It's just just let us listen to our music off the speakers, because I like to program the music I like. On the radio, they play the same shit all the time, and most of the channels we can't get in there. So it's just let us make our own music. But anyway, I need something to do and listen to while I'm at work. It just can't be silence. The night drags. It's just boring. It's I need something to, while I'm looking at the moving screen and doing my job, I just need something to stimulate my brain and keep me awake. That's why we listen to music at work. But anyway, I'm going to do a reading. This is a chat. Just, being honest about my journey openly, as much as I want to be. Anyway, I am keeping things to myself. I'm on this cleanse. I started first week in, going pretty well. Today was my first cheat day, so I definitely took advantage, had lunch out today, and it's kind of making me a bit sleepy because it's heavy food for me. I'm just doing things slowly. This week I was focusing on cutting out caffeine and sugar and cutting back on, because what happens, I know I'm going back to night shift, so I was intermediate fasting from 8 o'clock at night until 1:30 the following afternoon. And so I had all this set up, and I did that all week, and I feel like it made a good difference. And so now I'm going to night shift, which I work 3 to 2:45 or 1:45, depending on if I'm on overtime. If there's a lot of work, I have to stay till 2:45, but usually not after that, because the day shift comes in sometimes at 4 or 5 in the morning, and you know, they need some downtime. So how am I going to fast? I got to figure that out, because I'm going to be on night shift for a while. Now I can only see my dog on the weekend, and yesterday was below 0, so I didn't even try to walk her. Friday was rather cold and very late before I could see her, so I didn't get to see her Friday, didn't get to see her Saturday, and I took her out for a very long walk. We went to a couple places today, and I don't get to see her again until Friday, so that sucks. But I have some potential in where I'm possibly moving on March 15th. I gotta put the money down, go to the office, and I can't say that it's mine because it's not secured yet, but as long as I come up with the money by the 1st, I feel like that apartment, you know what I mean, and I can't move into that until March 15th, like I said. I'm giving them time to move out and get it situated for me. It's the ground floor. It's in a very busy, popular place, so I don't want to say much about it because I don't want people to know where I live around here, specifically certain people. Obviously, my family and close friends will know where I live. It's a secure building. You can't get in without calling me and getting permission, so I like that. But anyway, 1st floor, so it's easier to take my dog out, especially she's right before we move in. She's turning 5, so I'm trying to think about her as an older pup. She's never been in an elevator. There was one available on the 3rd floor right now, same price, but I just don't think she'll do well in an elevator. I could see her having an accident and me having to clean the elevator. Not that she doesn't make messes in the house, but when she's older, she might not have bladder control and these long shifts. You know, when I get home, I did, however, buy this ginormous patch of grass, and it's like faux grass, and it's a whole tray system, so if she goes poop on it, all the poop stays on the top, which I'm going to have to pick up when I get home. But as long as you do it every day, just pick it up when you get home. Like, I don't want her to hold it for 10.5 to 11 hours. That's cruel. So I made this giant patch of grass, and I'm going to put it in the nook area where nobody really goes. And so you take the faux grass and you rinse it out every night. You put those dog pads down in the 3rd tray, and by the time it gets there, it's not very much, and you just rinse it out every day. It's like reusable, easy to clean, sustainable, and my dog can, you know, relieve herself. I don't kennel my dog. That would be so cruel for 11, 12 hours a day to kennel her. She's going to have free reign of the apartment. So I have to get something to put over my bedspread and my couches. Because I know as soon as I leave, she sees, like, I let my dog sleep in bed with me. I know everyone's like, ew, gross, but I wash my bedding, like, literally every week. Like, I'm on top of my shit. And I have, that thing that goes, I have the thing that goes over the comforter, so you can just take that off and wash it, and, like, my dog never actually touches my hypoallergenic comforter, so I just wash the top every week, and you would never know my dog sleeps in there. If you keep up on it, it's not bad. If you, like, go a couple weeks and, like, just let your, hair gets everywhere. Same with the couch covers. Anyway, I don't want to talking about this. I'm, like, planning this apartment. They won't do actual tours. They only do virtual tours right now because COVID's so bad. So I only saw pictures of this place. I'm a little worried about it, putting money down without actually seeing it, but it's been so hard to find something, and an apartment shortage. This is really close to my work. It's cool for days. Like, there's places where I could walk her. I could drive her to the same places I walk her now before work and just have a nice long walk with her every single day. Being back on night shift, that means I work 4 days a week, and I have 3 days with Daisy. So she's only got to tolerate me being gone for a long amount of time, 4 days a week, 3 whole days with. I feel like that's an even trade-off. Plus, I'm going to walk her for an hour before my shift because my shifts are at the most 10.5 hours, 11 hours, give or take. Overtime could be anywhere from 12 hours a night. So, it's a long time. That's why I got the grass pad. I'm going to get her a house eventually. Not just her kennel, because I need the kennel for when people come over and don't want to be around my dog, but like a house where she feels safe. I think I'm going to have an issue with her barking because she's never lived in an apartment. So this is a multi-level apartment complex, really cool. I actually cleaned for clients in that building. Like I'd have to buzz and they'd let me in and I'd come and clean their apartments. Like, so it's a little bit of like, now I get to live there. Like, my life has taken a drastic turn. I'm not cleaning it anymore. I live in the damn building. Woo! Look who's moving on up. I mean, it's not like a huge, like, you know what I mean. I was like, I can scrub my own toilet in this building. You know, one of those moments. But I feel like I'm bumping about random shit because the hard part I really want to talk to. It's difficult because the last time I talked to you and had a discussion, I was talking to someone, it was going well. I think I got a little bit ahead of myself. Like, now that I've been doing this cleanse and I'm really pulling my energy back to myself, I'm not chatting as much. Like, I'm really sitting in my own energy, and I just, like I said, I don't feel compelled to be with someone unless I feel the magic. And if I don't feel the magic, I just don't want to, I don't want to deal with it. And I know that sounds cold, but at the same time, it's like, persistence is good. And I think that I liked the part of, like, because I'm trying to see the lesson in what I learned in all of this, because obviously this all happened so that I could learn something. So this is what I'm focusing on. One, I learned that I probably was too open with this person, and I think it was interpreted in a very different way, which is easy to do when you're just texting, because we weren't talking on the phone. We did once, but we weren't like talking on the phone. It was, everything we were doing was through messaging. I just wanted to keep it as low key as I could. I didn't want it, because I knew I was starting this cleanse, I didn't want to start anything, and I've been clearly adamant. But anyway, I think I like the persistence part of being put first and being someone's priority. I definitely check that as something that attracted me to this person, but I really think that is where the line is drawn, because it's very thin between persistence and pushy and overbearing. And it got to the point where, not that they're doing anything wrong, I don't feel like this person is purposely pushing me, but I feel I have to go with my feelings, I have to go with my gut, and I feel like this person is like 20 paces ahead of me, which isn't a bad thing. I don't fault this person for it. And this is where a healthy person and a person who's ready for something solid and committed should be, but I had already been honest that I wasn't in that zone vibe. Like, I needed time for myself. This 90 days cleanse was all about healing. Like, I have shit that I need to process. This is my priority, and I do feel like boundaries aren't being respected, and the fact of, if I just keep insisting and keep pushing that this person is going to change their mind, and I find that very aggravating, because I don't like the scene from Dirty and like, nobody puts baby in a corner. Like that. It's like, nobody puts me in a corner. Like, I had already been clear of, all I can promise you is friendship. I do feel like they try to honor, this person tries to honor that, and I don't feel like they're doing this in a malicious way. Again, this person's not doing anything wrong. Because this person is in a healthy, I've already said, you know, you deserve someone who's in a healthy frame of mind and ready for a commitment too. You should be focusing on that. Like, this doesn't serve you. It's in balance. Like, you're ready, or you want certain things and I don't. I've already had this discussion. I've been completely honest and upfront, and I just feel like every day it's almost like and I feel bad because he's been texting me every day, being very nice, like, good morning, hope you're doing well. Like, I just don't know what to say anymore because I do need space. I do need a boundary. I am healing. I don't want a man to get involved in my cleanse, or like this person even said, I hope I'm not getting in the way of, you know, what you're trying to do. And I think that he, in my soul and how I feel, I think that this person knows that they are. And doesn't really care, you know, because they're fighting for something they want, and they don't want me to forget about them, which I understand. But at the same time, it's very pushy. Like, I am drawing this boundary. Like, if I don't want to talk to you that day, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to feel like an asshole for doing that. But at the same time, I had clearly expressed what I don't want. Like, I don't want to be someone's girlfriend. I don't want someone to count on me for a commitment. I don't want somebody to count on me every day for a conversation. I just feel a little bit pressured and overwhelmed. And again, this person is technically, most women would be like, this is you know, you want a man to chase you like that. This is healthy, but at the same time, to me, it's not. What most women want, I don't. I'm very different. I know I don't have a type. I never, like, when I was younger, looks were very vain and materialistic, and I went into that whole, I don't have a certain look. I don't fall in love with somebody for a look at this point in my life. It has to be well-rounded. And to be honest, this person checked some of my boxes, and then all these red flags started going off, and I don't know why. I ignored it for a minute, but I checked myself, and I was like, oh, this is a pattern that's repeating. This red flag happened, and then this red flag happened, and you're putting it like, oh, this person is just fighting for you, and they're just showing that they want you, and that's all well and good, but at the same time, isn't that infringing on this boundary that you set, and infringing on the decisions that you need to make for yourself? Like, I am not ready for commitment. I don't feel like I should. I have said I'm not ready to meet up. I'm not ready for a date. I'm not ready for, you know, anything other than, all I can offer you is I can message you like we're messaging now, and friendship. Like, I've been like, it's good, they'll register this, and then like a few days will go by and they'll ask to meet up. Like, you're not retaining what I'm fucking telling you, and then I get aggravated and I feel pressured and I feel pushed into a corner. So I'm actively repelling this person back on purpose. I will not allow love, relationship, feelings, man, I don't care how persistent, how much you want me, I don't care. I need this time. I've been through some fucking shit, and nobody is gonna come into my space and, like, a part of me feels like, how dare you? How dare you think that you have a right to my energy every day? I didn't promise you that. I don't want that. I'm like, but at the same time, I'm recognizing this person isn't doing that to be attackful. Like, but at the same time, it's like, really? Like, read the room. Read the room. But I don't know what to say to this person. Until I do, I'm just not going to say anything. And I know that seems cruel, but I also think that's the kindest thing to do, because I'm fighting myself. I'm very frustrated that I have to have this inner conflict with myself during a cleanse that I was preparing and very clear about, and this is where I'm getting defensive, because every day that this person texts, I feel obligated to have to say something back, because this person is being kind. They're not there to be annoying. They're not there to be vindictive. But at the same time, they also know that I'm going through something, and they still want to be relevant that day. They still are putting themselves for purely selfish reasons. And that's another thing we discussed. Going back to night shift, this person, which is fine to express their feelings about why going back to night shift. You know, this person is a single father, shares custody. He has his child every weekend. I respect that, and that's the only time I would have. But it's like, with this person would be the weekends, and they're like, oh, I don't feel like leaving my son. I would feel like totally responsible and respectful things to say, but at the same time, it's like, that was a red flag to me, because I am not against being with people who have kids. But to be honest, one, I just got my independence and I love it. And I want to claim my space and move in and just dwell in my independence. Like, I am not in a fucking rush. I'm not. I will not be pressured. I will not be pushed. I'm going to do things in my own time and my own way. I don't care who wants what from me, or who expects what, or who it's gonna hurt even. Like, I've been hurt. I've put everybody first for years, and it's okay, especially going through things, to be like, you know what? This year is about me. So I wish you well, like, but I'm going to do me, and you don't have to feel guilty about that. I feel like that's healthy, and I'm standing up for myself in that way, and that's why I'm getting frustrated. So I'm just not, at this point, I'm not even going to talk to anyone unless I feel that magic, that pull, that spark that I can't ignore. My one, I feel like I'm very in tune with who I am and what I like and how I feel, and I honestly feel like I'll know my one rather quickly, or at least not be able to get this person, or want to get this person out of my mind. So I'm waiting for that, and whenever that comes, I'll deal with it. But one, it's going to take a strong pull for me to turn my neck from independence. I'm not bringing drama to the table other than a dog. You're going to have to get to know my dog, I'm sorry. But, like, I'm not bringing an ex that is going to be involved in our relationship forever. I'm not bringing children, you know, that we're going to have to share time with. And I, again, am not at all, I love children. I'm not against working, but it's got to be the right situation. Like, I really gotta love somebody to want to even be put in that mess, because I'm not bringing that to the table. And I would hate to, like, I also had a lot of stepmothers, and I was also the child of people coming into the family a lot. Like, I know the role of stepmom is a thankless job. It's brutal. Like, the ex-wife always has some shit, and the kids always have some shit because they're not the mom, and there's always a phase, whether it passes or stays, it doesn't matter. Being the stepmom is a very difficult fucking role, and I don't want to take that role on unless I'm 100% in love with somebody, and I just don't feel it. I don't feel the magic with this person. When I did call them once, I accidentally butt dialed them, and their child was on the phone, and that was a red flag. Like, I'm not going to put this family through that if I'm not 100% certain this is a family I want. So, like I said, I'm not against, it's going to be, listen, I'm 37 years old. It's going to be hard to find a guy that hasn't been previously married or doesn't have kids. That's going to be very hard. But I would like one who's kind of at the same, you know, level as me, doesn't have any other prior people that are going to be entangled in our relationship forever, being first-time parents together, like that. You know, you don't always get what you want, so whatever my heart is telling me, like, oh, that's my one, that's what I'm going to end up with, but I really hope it is not a horrid stepmom situation, because I just don't. It's gotta be a strong pull, that's all I'm saying. But, you know, I'm not out here trying to hurt people, so I can't just be cruel. Like, it's been like 2 days I've ignored this person. I'm gonna say something, I just don't know what. Like, I don't want to end the friendship. I do feel like eventually this person will calm down, but I feel like some space is adamant at this time, so I'm gonna probably ask them for some space, and if they can't honor that, then, you know, What can you do? That's another red flag, and then I'll know the friendship just can't go on. But I do feel like this person is a good person and deserves, you know, a check. Like, all right, let them know they crossed the boundaries. Let them know that they're pushing too much. Let them know and allow them to correct it. And if they don't take the time to correct it, then you know they didn't really listen and or care, and therefore they're toxic. So, if you're out there in a love situation, just trust your instincts, because my instincts were going off, and once I really started listening to those instincts and those red flags, how I viewed this person and what they were saying to me completely changed. It was like the rose-colored glasses were removed, and you're like, oh, maybe that wasn't as cute. You know, that's a little pushy, that's a little insistent, that's a little overconfident. You know, I've already been with somebody. I'm not saying this person is a narcissist at all when I'm talking to you, but I've already been in relationships like that, and there are red flags that I ignored in that situation that are reflecting a bit upon this person's personality. Not saying that they are a narcissist, but warning that I could be being played again, so I do have my guard up. Whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm going with it right now on this journey, and I will let you know how it goes. And we'll get into your reading in just a minute. I'm going to turn my car on and heat up a bit and get into the reading before I lose any more light. See you all soon. Bye!